This is another donation request video by Dipin, our good friend Dipin. And he writes, "Don't send me email, I deleted it. Can you make full video response? Time to destroy PUA dating coaches." Well, I only have 300 people, if I'm lucky, who watch my crap out of 2,000 subscribers. I can't take down the PUA community with my little subscribers, but we can try here. This is a 28-minute video, and I don't think Dipin knows my living situation. I live at home with my parents, and I'm lucky to record a freaking 10-minute segment. So this is going to be about 40 minutes. And I don't know if I can do all this, but I'm going to try. I might have to do this in multiple parts. It might take a while, but we'll see if I can do it in one take. Let's get right to it.
Tonight on Panorama, the pickup artists who harass women on the streets.
The reason you're doing it is to get laid. Only the brave get laid.
And post footage they secretly film online.
I eventually got her back to my place and I had sex with her.
I go undercover and find teenagers being approached by older men.
She's too young to be underage. It doesn't matter. Even if she's underage, it's not illegal to stop someone.
I'm given advice that blurs the lines of consent.
That's like the point of no return.
I meet women who have been harassed.
Knowing how he manipulated me does make me incredibly angry.
And confront men who are teaching these tactics.
It's completely consensual. If anything, we prevent rape culture.
Revealing the truth about seduction boot camps.
Okay, so just on this documentary alone, just based on this 1-minute intro, it's not looking good. As I said, I'm glad I don't approach women anymore. And it's getting harder and harder. I don't see women to become more and more unapproachable year by year. You know, we all know they walk around with their headphones on, their sunglasses, like they're celebrities. And this is the kind of stuff, once again, we all know if you're not attractive, it's considered street harassment and it's considered rape. But if you're good looking, then it's considered, hey, fair game. But, you know, this is going to take down the PUA community. I don't know what is.
There's nothing new about men trying to chat up women. In this online age, getting together with someone in real life can be challenging. There is a business that claims to offer a formula for success. This is Adi A-Game.
2 closes so far.
Real name Adnan Ahmed. He's selling what he says are the secrets to picking up women.
The reason you're doing it is to get laid. Only the brave get laid.
He leads a group of men based in Glasgow who call themselves pickup artists. They teach techniques such as the so-called cold approach, stopping women in the street to get as many phone numbers as possible.
I thought the cold approach is when you approach a woman in the freezer section of the supermarket. There's a PUA joke for you folks.
You will get a close, you will get numbers, and that's what number farming is.
Men like Ahmed secretly film much of what they do and upload it onto their YouTube channels.
I just bust a nut or two in a random same day lay. It was a lot of last minute resistance I had to come through.
Look at that size of that guy's schnoz.
Eventually,
He's talking about a woman he says he just slept with, who he met that same day. Adnan Ahmed has posted more than 250 videos, many boasting about his sexual conquests. Like this one. It's too graphic to broadcast in full.
She's like, no.
Consent doesn't seem to be a big concern.
She's like, why are you putting a condom on? I was like, I'm just putting a condom on. Plausible deniability, they want you to take the lead. Remember, this is not rape. Listen to her actions, her body, not her words.
Now, this is something pickup artists have trouble with. I remember RSD Tyler got sued because he told a story about a woman, and he said that she wanted him to take charge or he just fucked her, and then he got accused of rape, so he actually took the video down. And I don't know what happened with the charges, but some pickup artists, man, you could tell that they're creepy. They're like, just take charge. And it's like, in this day and age, with all these rape allegations, are you fucking crazy? You gotta get a fucking note nowadays just to make sure you're safe.
In many of his videos, Ahmed repeatedly approaches strangers in the street. In this one, he boasts of what he calls a same-night lay, including audio apparently recorded during sex which we're not broadcasting. Afterwards, he films a woman sleeping with an unused condom next to her. What Ahmed is teaching is part of a growing global online business that the men involved call game. Earlier this year, I revealed on the BBC what he'd been up to. There was a huge response.
I'm sure everybody in the chamber would, like me, have been shocked and appalled by the BBC's investigation into so-called gaming.
Within days, women were posting their experiences online. This one was written by Beth.
I just come out from work at about 7:30, 8 o'clock at night, and it was November. So
I think Incel TV actually made a video where that guy, what's his name, Raz? I don't know his name. He said that, you're never going to get in trouble for approaching a woman, and then a guy had like 19 counts of assault because he wasn't attractive. He was a foreign-looking Indian guy because he approached some white girls. So you can get in trouble.
It's really quite dark outside. He approached me just from the side and he started making really crude comments at me and stuff, like really early on in the conversation.
So what sort of things?
He was mentioning when he was in Ukraine or something, he had hired prostitutes, and he was saying that I'd be like better than prostitutes in like just a horrible manner, and was just like quite touchy with me and just, yeah.
So what did you do then?
Just not engage with him. I kind of just have to like keep him like on a level where he's not going to get aggressive with me.
I'm not asking you, how old were you at the time?
I'm 17, and at the time of the incident I was 17 years old. And he told me he was 27, but he was actually 37 years old, so 20 years older than me.
Here Adnan Ahmed stuffs a microphone in his pocket, ready to approach another young woman in central Glasgow. Someone else films the whole encounter.
Can't be that bad.
Sorry?
Can't be that bad.
My face just does that when I'm thinking. I can't help it.
Emily says she had no idea she was being filmed.
Just around about here.
For the video that was later posted on his YouTube channel.
Around here and I was just on my phone.
You have incredibly cool shoulders.
Thanks.
I think that's padding.
I did spend the first couple minutes in that video kind of looking down at my phone and breaking eye contact.
Although I wasn't overthinking, I was just scrolling my phone.
This is all the more reason not to approach women anymore. With cell phone technology, it's become impossible, let alone to have a conversation with anyone. But if you approach women on the street, they're all going to be on their phone. They're all going to be, like I said, like they're celebrities. There's no point really approaching them. They all act like they're busy. It's fucking disgusting. So there's no point really approaching them, especially during day game. Even though there's less obstacles than night game, you still come off like a stranger. And if it's so uncommon that once the girl tells her fat, jealous friends about it, she's not going to text you back.
The ridiculous thing is, in that entire conversation, I'm trying to figure out a way to let him down gently. We don't want to be called a bitch for rejecting someone. We don't want to be called rude for just closing the interaction down.
Yeah.
Made someone's day.
He later boasted in his video that he could easily have taken things further with Emily.
If I had met her on vacation, on holiday, it would have been a same day lay.
That infuriates me. For him to so painfully misread that is frustrating.
The right way.
Neither Emily nor Beth reported Ahmed to the police. Other women did. 2 days after my expose, he was arrested and charged with harassment. Then I began investigating the online business he's part of. From America to Australia, the seduction industry is said to be worth around £80 million. Pickup coaches.
Well, how much is that in America? Is that $80 million? I don't know.
Sell courses on how to sleep with as many women as possible, as quickly as possible. Rachel O'Neill has studied the world of seduction coaches for over a decade.
There's an idea that by filming interactions with women on the street, but also up to and including on dates, in bed, and so forth, this is something that trainers can actually use as a way of effectively branding themselves and marketing themselves to their students. It's very common and it's almost entirely unquestioned. I even asked men about this practice, and they were...
I mean, listen, I have no business to make fun of anybody's teeth. We all know I need dental work. But this bitch looks like she hasn't brushed her teeth in a month. Had the most yellowest ass teeth I've ever seen in my life, but once again, I shouldn't talk.
Very nonchalant about it. They didn't seem to think it was a big deal, and they were quite curious as to why I was even asking. Why would I even consider that a problem?
Looking online, there's no shortage of video tutorials. Here's Adnan Ahmed being coached by another pickup artist who's based in London.
I think that's why we do game. It's like when the opportunity presents itself, you can strike.
He's talking to Eddie Hitchens, real name Edib Baraktarovich.
The date went really well. I eventually got her back to my place and I had sex with her.
Eddie runs a company called Street Attraction. It has its own YouTube channel featuring what they call in-field videos. Covert recordings of Eddie and other coaches with young women. Eddie runs another website behind a paywall called Approach to Lay, where he promises to reveal his seduction techniques all the way to the bedroom.
Hey, Eddie Hitchens here. I'll give you all the necessary theory, but for extra clarity, it will all be backed up by intimate infield footage. Recording such intimate stuff in general isn't easy. If a girl knows that she's being filmed, she obviously won't act in a natural way and almost certainly won't allow herself to be seduced for fear of her reputation being ruined. Because we wanted to capture the real thing and real reactions, it had to be filmed covertly, guerrilla style.
Street Attraction has more than 100,000 YouTube subscribers. They also sell weekend boot camps where their coaching techniques seem to be in demand. Here we see Adnan Ahmed on one of their London boot camps.
He's so persistent. I just love it.
Boot camps are big business in this industry. The epicentre for pickup artists in the UK is London, where a weekend course can cost up to £1,500. A week, up to £4,000.
Now, once again, you could take that money, you could buy yourself a car, you could buy yourself nice clothes, you can get your teeth fixed, you can go to the gym, get a personal trainer, and you're going to give it to some scam artist who's going to teach you nothing, pretty much. He's just going to give you a bunch of nonsense. None of this stuff works. I tried it all. Doesn't work.
I'm on Oxford Street, which is one of the prime spots for pickup artists. And you can tell just by looking around at how busy the place is, why they pick it. I want to find out what really goes on during these boot camps. So I'm going undercover, shaving my beard and ditching my real name.
Actually, if he wanted to look like a pickup artist and blend in, he should have left that ratchet ass beard on him. He actually looked more like a pickup artist with the beard, because a lot of pickup artists teach you now, grow a beard, dude.
I have a secret camera hidden in my jacket. So this is the jacket I'll be wearing. It's quilted, which is good when it's the hottest day of the year. We meet in the centre of town. There are 6 students, from the recently single to the experienced pickup artist, each paying £600 to learn more about game.
I'm Eddie, I'm a heterosexual sex addict, and I've been doing games since 2005, been coaching since late 2011.
The students each hand over wads of cash.
I have the money in euros. Okay, euros. Thank you.
The first lesson, the cold approach. How to stop women you don't know in the street.
Imagine she's on a train on rail tracks, and you only get right in the middle of those rail tracks. And that's kind of the spot. You've
soon it's my turn.
Okay, so Mike, I want you to front stop this girl. She looks pretty Mancunian to me. That girl. I want you to do the front stop with her, okay?
Well, I don't know.
Yeah, you can.
I think she seems, I think she's too young for me.
It doesn't matter. Even if she's underage, it's not illegal to stop someone. Yeah.
But I'll try someone else. I feel uncomfortable in that.
Hey, it doesn't matter if she's even a little girl. Doesn't matter if she's 6 years old coming home from school and her mom's there. Hey, an approach is approach, man.
Let me pick someone else for me. Right. That was good. I know. I just think she seems too young. I'm 31. I don't want to approach someone who looks half my age. The coaches seem less concerned.
With ones that you even think that's young, like before, or just that frame, it's better to assume that she's older, even if she's younger. Does that make sense?
So, even if you think she looks 17, never say you look 17. Because if you say you look 17, she might start thinking, well, why are you approaching me?
Eddie Hitchens is 34. All weekend, he and other coaches suggest approaching teenagers.
The legal age in the UK is 16, okay?
Okay.
So it's up to you, like, what your ethics are on that. But I'm saying, when you're just trying to get used to the approaching, just do it. You can always eject at any point.
Another coach,
There's more bad advice from pickup artists. They tell you approach ugly girls, approach fat girls, approach underage girls, approach little girls with their mom. Just get to practice. But you shouldn't approach anybody you're not attracted to. You shouldn't approach people that are against the law to approach either. This is bad advice.
Richard Hood, real name Richard Capter, is also teaching today.
Come in peace. I'm here with my friend from Scotland.
He's in his late 20s.
You girls look very nice. Interesting. You look like sisters, maybe. I have a girlfriend, and he's actually my dad. I'm joking. When you say child, do you mean like 16, 17? 17? Oh, that's 16. That's not a child. Do you feel like a child, or do you feel like a teenager?
So coaches can hear how we're getting on, they mic us up, and our conversations with women are listened to and analysed. And now, they're miking me up. All day long, we cold approach young women, not just on the streets.
They're hiding in the shops, that's where they're at.
We're taught that clothes shops are an ideal hunting ground.
Just stay away from security guards. Their job is to be super nosy.
Oh, is it like it's a problem for us kind of being in?
No, it's not. It's just, I'm just saying in general, with security guards, their job is to be nosy. So if we're just standing there, it looks suspicious. We're not looking at any of the clothes. We're not shopping. We're just standing there like predators, looking at all the girls.
We spend a couple of hours in shops, dodging security guards and honing our pickup skills. Here, one of the students wearing a hidden microphone is sent to stop a woman. Richard and I eavesdrop on the conversation.
The quality is pretty good.
This happens over and over again.
There's an idea that seduction essentially provides a blueprint that men can follow as a way of interacting with women. So you'll be given a more or less scripted set of lines, routines that you can follow. Most training camps now will spend the majority of their time out on the streets, in bars, cafes, museums, any public space, actually practicing these techniques, putting them into action. And that means often unwillingly drawing women into these interactions.
I was pretty shocked by what these guys were teaching. I wanted to know what young men and women would make of it.
Okay, well, first of all, asking what a bunch of women are going to think. I mean, even guys nowadays are cucks. These young guys, they're all feminists now, too. Mostly to try to get pussy. But to ask women what they're going to think, of course women are going to say it's bad. Because most of the guys are probably not attractive, number one. And number two, all these young girls nowadays are all feminists. None of them have been put down. They had everything handed to them in life, and they're all feminists now. So why the fuck would you care what they think?
They're trying to sell this idea that, oh, this is the safest way to do it, this is the way we've always done it, but in fact it's the most dangerous way because they're not treating them as human.
Well, yeah, women aren't really human. You didn't know that? You ever hear the expression, treat a lady like a whore and a whore like a lady? Come on.
To me, I felt like he was preying on somebody that might not know how to get rid of him. I'm actually shaking, I'm so furious.
The problem is not seeing women as fully human, sort of seeing women as like a dispenser that you put a certain amount of attention into and sex comes out.
Yeah, but what else are you good for? You're not funny, you're not interesting, you don't do anything in the office or the workplace. What else are you for? You're not for anything else. Well, what do you want?
Back in central London, it's day 2 of the boot camp. I'm told today we'll be taught how to convert a cold approach into sex. One of the biggest challenges, they say, is what they call last-minute resistance to sex, or LMR. Coach Richard Hood gave me his advice.
A massive one, when you get to the apartment, tell her to take the shoes off. As soon as you walk through the front door, you start taking your shoes off. It's basically the first part of escalation. You know, you need to get naked, obviously. You need to get the clothes off as much as possible. Same with the jacket. Take the jacket off. The more she relaxes in your environment, the more likely that she's going to stay there longer. Taking off the shoes, it's a psychological. It changes the psychology as well. No, because some girls can be annoying, and if they're already in their shoes and their jackets, you'd be like, okay, now that's enough for tonight. We'll leave the rest for next time. And obviously that can sometimes be frustrating.
Richard tells us that men can be too preoccupied with consent.
Sometimes it's a confidence thing. Sometimes guys are a bit too shy or a bit too scared to keep pushing it forward. They want so much consent. I mean, they want lots of like a written permission slip from her. Like, it's okay that we go all the way. Because it's a new one, so obviously you have to feel out the right moment, and sometimes it is your job to push things forward and lead.
There's an idea with LMR that women put up a certain amount of supposedly token resistance prior to having sex. And this is something, again, under seduction logic, that women do as a way of trying to safeguard their reputation. And the thing that's really worrying about this is that it creates a situation in which a woman's no can never be legitimately heard as a no.
Richard Hood thinks he knows every trick in the book. This video, called Picking Up Girls in Slovakia, was uploaded on YouTube. He'd apparently secretly recorded himself having sex with a woman he'd just met.
By the way, guys, she told me that she hasn't had sex for a year and a half. Basically, girls who haven't had sex for a while are usually easier to seduce than girls who have sex on a regular basis.
When we speak at the boot camp, Richard boasts about how he's manipulated situations, overcoming last-minute resistance to get what he wants.
I got into her apartment because I was like, listen, my apartment's so far away. It's like a 30-minute walk. I don't have any cash for the taxi. I left my car, whatever. I said something. I left my car at home. I don't have any cash left. Listen, I just really need somewhere to sleep tonight. Show them some intelligence. Listen, I know what you're thinking. You think I just want to come upstairs and have sex with you. Listen, I love sex. That'd be great, but honestly, I don't care. I don't care if we don't. See what I mean? It's persuasive. Like, you need to sell it to her. Say stuff that's going to help her to not feel slutty about it. You understand?
And did you get an early night?
No, we did end up having sex.
Richard's advice didn't stop there.
I'll take off my shirt.
By the way, it sounds like he's in a fucking preschool. I know it's a mall, obviously, but it sounds like this guy's. Sounds like he's in a fucking elementary school or something. I'm getting worried now.
Next thing, I'll take off my belt, undo my trousers, and whip it. As soon as she puts her hand, just pick that. That's like the point of no return. That's like the point of no return.
The things that they're being taught is just, and the techniques and the LMRs and stuff is exactly what maybe a few of us here have experienced, and it's like the fact that a woman just can't say no and then a guy goes, okay, cool.
They kind of perceive themselves being a real man, but I'm sure most people's perception of them is they're immature wee boys.
I think even like the language they use, like escalation and resistance and stuff, it makes you wonder.
Now look at this chick. She's lucky anybody would approach her.
For some people, like, where would it stop?
Street Attraction sells residential courses in Eastern Europe. They say men travel from all over to take part.
You should consider joining me and Richard on an epic residential training trip.
Their intensive coaching costs £80 an hour. In this video, they appear to film and listen in as a student cold approaches a woman.
Excuse me. Hi.
Again, the encounter is being filmed from a distance.
Thank you for being friendly to me. I saw you walking there, and I thought you looked really nice.
Thank you.
The student is wearing a microphone.
Oh, that's interesting.
And the recording continues all the way to the flat. Once they've gone inside, the recording continues, capturing audio of them apparently having sex. Criminal barrister Kate Parker thinks these explicit infield videos that seem to secretly record women could be breaking the law.
It's plain to me that sharing of that kind of content online is obscene because it's private content. It was never intended to be broadcast. If I was prosecuting that, I think I would charge them under either the Communications Act or the Miscommunications Act in relation to indecent, obscene or offensive footage.
On the Approach to Lay page, for a £47 fee, I found what Eddie says is a secret recording of him picking up an 18-year-old. From a cold approach on the street, taking her to a coffee shop, and finally to the bedroom, where Eddie apparently secretly records the sound of them having sex. Eddie goes on to describe his 14 ways to help men overcome so-called last-minute resistance to sex. This is number 4.
If she says that things are going a little bit too fast, you can reply with, yeah, I know, babe. Yeah, I know. I understand.
The caption says, then carry on escalating. The fact that these men are teaching last-minute resistance, is there anything legally that's problematic about that?
Yeah, I think it's really troubling because it's encouraging these young men to bypass any red flags that are put up by these women that they should be sensitive to and alert to and responding to.
I have tried to get Eddie and Richard to give me an interview, without success. So I'm coming to speak to them at another of their London boot camps. Hi Eddie.
Hey.
Hi, I'm Miles Bonner from the BBC. Do you remember me? Yeah? Well, I have a couple of questions I'll ask you because you failed to respond. Well, you teach men how to pressurise women into having sex. You taught me that.
I don't pressurise any women into having sex.
No, you teach men to pressurise.
That's completely wrong.
So how justify
completely
last
wrong.
minute resistance, Eddie?
That's completely wrong. That you have twisted it completely out of context.
You have a video, Eddie, that says when you counter someone saying this is too...
This guy looks like a fucking cuck right here. He just sounds like a cuck. You should shave your fucking beard. What happened? I thought he shaved his beard. What did he fucking grow it back on or something? What happened? He grew that fast? And now he just sounds like a cuck, you know? He's just trying to twist everything. I mean, even though this guy is a piece of shit pickup artist, I don't like the fact that this guy is trying to, you know, be like a fucking undercover cuck. That's kind of bothering me too, but I don't know.
Fast. Carry on escalating.
You have put it completely out of context.
That's what it says.
Bro, it's an art.
Eddie.
It's an art. It's disgusting what you guys do. Absolutely disgusting.
You know,
trying to portray normal, consensual sex as something disgusting.
Carry on escalating, Eddie.
It's absolutely disgusting what you guys do.
So
absolutely filthy.
See if it's not
disgusting.
See if it's not consent.
What you guys do.
Why?
It's completely consensual. We do not. We actually help men. So, if anything, we prevent rape culture. So men have the skills to not have to get involved in anything illegal or anything non-consensual.
You're teaching men to manoeuvre in consent, and on top of that, you're telling your students that they should approach teenagers.
Not true. The thing that I teach is exactly this: find out how old the girl is before you do anything sexual.
Where do you stand on publishing sex audio from women that you secretly recorded?
The sex audio?
Yes.
What sex audio?
Approach delay, £47.
What are you talking about?
You can see it.
What are you talking about?
Come on, Eddie.
What are you talking about?
A 6-part series.
What are you talking
You
about?
meeting an 18-year-old and sleeping with her, and you put the audio online.
That's nonsense.
Approach delay.
That's nonsense. Nonsense.
So you deny
nonsense.
That?
Of course. You guys are basically misrepresenting what we're doing. It's absolutely disgusting, and we'll see you in court.
Coach Richard Hood is also teaching today. Hi Richard, how's it going? Yes, I'm Miles from the BBC.
I remember you. How are you?
I'm good. I just wanted to ask you about some
of
the training techniques that you gave us. So you were teaching men how to pressurise women into having sex.
No,
Last
that's
minute
not true.
resistance.
No.
You don't remember that? No.
No, that's not true. No, that's not true.
Richard, I remind Richard of his point of no return comment.
I don't remember saying that. No.
You don't remember saying that?
I don't remember saying that. No.
Well, and ask him why he secretly films women during sex.
We've never filmed girls. We've had actresses.
No, you can see.
It's actresses.
No, they never film girls because the girls are actresses. Probably. That's probably why he never films girls. They're probably actresses. That's what a lot of pickup artists do. They hire these actress models, like the guy Tom from Daygay.com who got busted. They pretend they're having sex with them so guys can buy their stuff. So he's actually telling the truth, this guy. He never recorded anything because it wasn't real.
It's not.
It's actresses.
Yes, it's actresses.
Also, if we find her, there's all written consent on that.
Yes, correct. Yes.
So is that with everyone? Because I didn't see anyone getting consent when you were listening to the conversation.
Have I given you consent to film this?
This is different. I've been trying to get a hold of you for weeks. So
busy.
If you don't get consent when we're out in the streets listening to women's conversations, but you do when you put videos online. Is that right?
Anyway, I mean, I don't know where you're trying to go with all of this.
Okay, so you've done nothing wrong.
Correct.
And you don't think you're breaking the law?
Of course not.
Well,
Goodbye hugs?
No, I thank you for your time, and
yes, I love you,
we'll be in touch.
Hey,
I
love the BBC, and I love Miles. What an amazing guy. Honestly.
Okay, thanks. Thanks, Richard.
Have a great weekend, guys.
Yeah. Back in Glasgow, the trial of Adnan Ahmed is over. A jury has found him guilty of harassing women. Responding to our investigation, YouTube has deleted his channel, and Street Attractions too, for breaching their policies on nudity and sexual conduct. Could they also be breaking the law, filming women without consent?
Now, once again, Incel TV, the guy said that he's considered like a 5 or a 4 going around approaching white chicks, and that's why a lot of them are creeped out. And there's probably some truth to that, especially in this country. But that guy was found guilty, and the guy Raz, I don't know his fucking name. It's either Raz or he has one of those weird foreign names. He said you can never get in trouble for this. If you approach a woman, nobody can ever report you or stop you. And we all know now that is bullshit. Absolutely. Especially if you're not attractive, and especially if you're a foreign guy approaching white girls or something. Absolutely, this is proof you can get in trouble.
Criminal law tends to play catch up with social phenomena, new types of behaviour, and there's always a little bit of hesitance, what can we go after them on? But I think once we have a test case of this kind of behaviour that goes through the courts and results in conviction, everyone, not least the pickup artists themselves, will be a lot clearer on what they can and can't do.
While the law plays catch up, women are still being targeted.
To spread those techniques without naming it that, without saying, this is what we're doing when manipulating women, is really insidious. That in itself is something that I feel really needs to be addressed.
For now.
Yeah, but even if a guy told you up front he wanted to fuck you, you would still consider that street harassment, so it doesn't matter either way.
Men around the world continue to profit from filming and selling what they call the secrets of seduction. A game where women don't even know they're being played.
Alright, so that's the end. I couldn't believe I made it through the whole thing without being interrupted at home. But Dipin, I hope you enjoyed this video. It's pretty damn long. And that's it. Thanks for watching. Leave your comments below. I'll see you guys.